My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests.
So I got to go for my walk.
Well, as different scientists started to write about this,
I have a radio show.
Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time.
This is it.
I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists. I was an environmentalist, and it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck.
That'll work.
They'll be calling you a radical.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Gate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Gate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen. It will never happen. We cannot have a meltdown.
Well, good morning. I'm here in New York City. So, you know, I hope everybody's out of their dogma snuggies for an hour. You know, Pacific genocide time in California. So, the Japanese emperor has got cancer, the great equalizer, Fukushima. So, of course, in New York, you know, the renewable fund has been looted by Como's Pizzo. We thought the mob got run out of Brooklyn, but they're back. This one's evil. The nuclear crime syndicate has looted $7.6 billion. The bank bailout on chemo. So as you know, in New York, the clean energy renewable initiative was like tremendous success. Lots of great activists, a lot of the occupiers. I mean, their work, the street activists did such incredible work. You sign up, you know, and they went all over this city. And people signed up because people don't want nuclear. They want Indian Point to go. They know it's a poison catastrophe, just loots and poisons their water system, and it's a ticking time bomb. They know about Fukushima. So in China, we got a major, major, major win yesterday in China. Now you think about this. This is such a marquee event in China. So Arriva, the French rats, tried to move in to China. Now you think about it. This is the power of social media and cell phones. Thank you. The power of social media and cell phones. Tens of thousands of people took to the streets. So you're not putting a nuclear waste dump, nuclear waste all over us. And so you can hear the Chinese chant. And I translated their chant that they say, and I won't say it because I'll butcher it, but it says, "We know about Fukushima." And they took to the streets. Now you think about this. What activist has ever accomplished in China? We know what they do, Tiananmen Square. Not this time, because it is the great equalizer, and the powers that be, they know they can get cancer too. So the Chinese government came out yesterday and says, we're backing off, no nuclear waste. That major win for the activists in the street. Gigantic. Now you think about that. How powerful is that? So the only media on earth that reports this, that Chinese activists are squashed down and knocked down, is the Wall Street Journal in New York. That's the only. The rest of the world media reported as major win for Chinese activists. Now you think about that. They can win in China, but not here. They can turn out by the tens of thousands here, but not in New York City. They're willing to let them have their $7.6 billion, just fork it over. Because what they did at Occupy, they call it the goon squad. They beat up people. They come to your door, knock on your door. Aaron Swartz is dead. Michael Hastings is dead. Megan Rice, New York City, 85-year-old nun, they put in prison for 3 years in a holding cell built for 2 weeks. That's right, an 85-year-old peace activist nun. So who's the repressors, China or us? I mean, so I'm in Brooklyn. I'm just going for a walk here. You know, look, Ma, no hands. I'll leave my computer here. And so the fund in New York, New Yorkers don't know about it. New York City, they don't know about it. If they knew, they would be going psycho about this. They just don't know. So they don't know. If they knew, they would snap. They would go crazy. So I call it the bank bailout on chemo, which this is the fight. The world nuclear energy fight is in New York City right here, right now. This was their last straw. The nuclear industry's over. They're done. They knew it. Over. So this is it. This is where the fight is. This is their last stand. And I knew it. I told everybody, this is a major deal. So, by the way, here in New York City, I'm in Brooklyn. I'm walking right down Portland Avenue. I'm on South Portland and Fulton, right on the corner. It's hot, hot, and I mean hot, hot, hot. It's one of those scenarios where the lows get to be 80. So it's, you know how it gets here. And I mean hot. You know, afternoon thunder showers. So this is their last stand. They're bleeding so much money, it's ridiculous. The gig's up. People know about Fukushima finally. It took 5 years. All the keyboard activists and everybody, the word's out. They can only, like I said for years, they can only cover this up for so long. People are going to find out. When they find out, they're going to go psycho. They're going to freak out. Well, China, in the streets. You can look them up, the videos. They're grand, by the way. You know, Google's banned over there, but there's Chinese activists here in this city all over. They'll put up their family and their friends' stuff. You can hear the chants. By the tens of thousands there in the streets. We know about Fukushima. No. Now you think about how marquee this is. You know, people aren't paying attention. They're whatever. It's August. That's why they sneak shit through on this thing in August. Everybody's went up to Saratoga, and your horse naturally won, you know. They're out the Far Rockaways. They're freaking whatever, you know. So, think about this. Whenever has activism in the street in China paid off? When? And you think about how much guts it takes for those people to do that. We know what happens. I protest in this city with the Tiananmen Square. Dissidents. Remember when they used to seek political asylum here? Dr. Wang's still in prison, so we have a cage. The Chinese activists have a cage in Times Square. They put up every once in a blue moon. They let me in the cage. I stand in the cage, and I get beet juice over there, and I simulate it. Then I'm drinking blood, and I'm like, hey, you just can we check your clothes? And so we have a hot light. And so brand new garments, and then we'll run the hot light over them. And it'll show traces of blood a lot of times in them. High end, low end, doesn't really matter. Because the Bangladesh conditions and the East Turkey conditions, look, the American consumer is consuming 40% of the world's GDP. Everything that's being exploited in that part of the world is all about us. American, they consume, they consume. We make up less than 3% of the population. We are consumer nuts, insanity. Consume. We're psycho about it. Completely insane. I mean, this consumption is so, really, who is it? It's us, and then we claim that we're Christians. What the polls say that, what percentage of the United States population who call themselves a Christian? Really? That's the most unchristian thing I ever heard of. The very place that the Bible was written, in those caves in East Turkey, are slave camps for the American consumer. I mean, it's so outrageous, it's so over the top. And so, in New York, I remember the day that my daughter signed up. I remember that day standing right over at Prospect Park, and I was with a bunch of young activists, and we were passing out the flyers and getting people to sign up. I remember the day she signed up, and the flyer on the banner that we used had a picture of wind and solar, and specifically said this is to get rid of Indian Point. That's what it said. That's what the whole bill, the whole initiative, one of the great successes of this freaking place. People here don't want it. And so these heroin junkies called the nuclear crime family, they can't help themselves. Anytime they see a fucking fund of money, whatever, they don't care. They're going to go get it. It could be a bag of heroin laying in the middle of the freeway. They're going to run it because rats love cheese. They love cheese. They don't care. Hopefully this will trap them. My personal opinion, this is going to backfire in an epic way. And it's up to us as the activists and the street activists, Anonymous, Million Mass March. It's us. This is a major thing because, look, the social inequality, the pyramid, we've been protesting for years and years and years now. All these movements all come down to the same thing. This is the greatest redistribution of power and wealth to the top of the pyramid in human history. It's happened since 1980. Today's 1983, by the way. Days Fukushima's been going on. As you know, I've been tying each day with my YouTube videos to the music of the time. Why? Because it is culture. It is culture that led us to this place. It is culture that led us to March 11th, 2011. The culture led us there. The music, oh, hell yeah, because, look, people don't understand the art of communication. That's all art is. I'm going to fight this with the weapon I believe in, which I know the weapon that has always worked. It has always worked, and I say is the art. The art is the weapon. So get this. Now, you're going to love this. So, at the MoMA, I protest in front of the MoMA over and over, and I said, why aren't you showing it? Connor, the guy who did all the pretty fucking videos and pictures of the bomb, in the 50s and 60s, all passe, which I'm not a fan of his, by the way, but he is the artist. He sculpted, he painted, he cropped, he did everything, So that's the show at the MoMA right now. And they even used the word genocide in the promotion of the show at the MoMA. As you know, how many times have I protested in front of the MoMA about this very thing? You won't show the art of the time, so they're dancing. You think we're moving them? I'll tell you how we move them. This is how people underestimate the power of YouTube, the library. Google New York City protests, MoMA. Protest New York City MoMA. Google, see what you get. Oh, yeah, you get me. Protesting the freaking Fukushima dynamic. Oh, they see it. They know. They understand. They see it. They know. So, this is their false equivalency. This is how they dance. This is how they play. It's all false equivalency. Truly false equivalency. So, we're going to play with it, with a establishment. Why? To draw a line in the sand that it's in the past. Hiroshima and Nagasaki are in the past. Synchronicity. The police came out in 1983, which, by the way, I believe 1983 the most powerful year of them all. Music. Tomorrow's 1984. Oh, yeah, Winston 2+2. And I'll do videos, and I'll keep at it because, look, it really doesn't matter how many views. It really doesn't matter. And tying the art. And this is a big deal that the emperor is dying of cancer in Japan. Now, and you can laugh at me all you want, my anti-neo-Yoko Dadaism, because Yoko Ono is Dadaism. Yoko is the art of the time. She is the art. Whether the establishment says it or not, it's just the way it is. Her, just noise-making flocks, Dada. She's the darling. She's the Empress of New York. She's bloodline related to the emperor. And now, how is there an emperor in Japan? Now, you think about how sick these bastards are in the nuclear industry. Everybody who's anybody, especially knows anything about, knows how heinous Nagasaki was. It's beyond heinous. It's beyond disgusting. Nobody wanted to drop it. They just dropped it to flex their dick against fucking Russia. That's the only reason they dropped it. Had nothing to do with war. They just had to do the freaking flexing their muscle on the nuclear against the Russians. Zarbomba. Boom, 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 boom. That's all it was. Everybody, Hoover's statement, I think, is the most powerful. 2 days on the 8th, he comes out and says after before they dropped Nagasaki and Hiroshima. He says, this is the most heinous, disgusting thing ever. This has nothing to do with war. To indiscriminately just slaughter women and children, we've violated every freaking thing there ever was. Everybody said it, over and over and over and over. So they announced on the 9th. Anybody in nuclear, that's taboo, right? You don't announce anything on the 6th or the 9th. In fact, that whole week or 2 weeks is sacred. It's hallowed time. You know, full paper cranes and it's a hallowed time. You know, you mourn this incredible, horrible event. This incredible, horrible event. You mourn. Not these maniacs. They announce on the 9th. Never forget this. Gildas and Golden Castle. The 9th, 2016, August 9th, the nuclear cartel, the nuclear crime syndicate named Exelon, who put Obama in the White House. David, freaking Axelrod, all of them, they're all Exelon. Chicago, global. They're going broke. Remember, they're closing Clinton, and I don't mean Hillary. They're closing Clinton. They announced they're closing Fitzpatrick. Enertech owns these, right? Which they're all the same cabal. So think about this backdoor deal. Exelon, the going broke, bankrupt, freaking hand-in-hand looters, mass murderers, comes out and says, oh, we'll buy Fitzpatrick if we can tap into the renewable fund. The fund's set up to get rid of nuclear. The very fund, bank bailout on chemo. Oh, what, they're just going to throw a few $1 million at them to Band-Aid them over? Just a few million? Try this, $7.6 billion. The entire fund, all of it. So none of the fund's going to go to solar. None of the fund's going to go to wind. All going to the same thing. It was fund was set up. The most corrupt thing in human history. Illegal? Oh, fuck yeah, illegal. Where's the attorneys? Because all these fucking rat attorneys are fucking Indian Point. Goldman Sachs attorneys run this fucking city. They own this fucking city. If they don't, they own you. They own your bone marrow. They hate you. They want you to fucking die. They're scum. The nuclear propagandists, fucking PR machines are in full flight. Oh, Como comes out and makes a statement that it calls nuclear renewable. Up example, like the most opposite thing of renewable is nuclear. I thought they gave up. Remember, revitrification, which we could take the waste and turn it into more fuel. They've been trying that for 50 years. They gave up. Remember they sent the MOX fuel to Japan? It was in number 3. Oh, they sent it back. Oh, it came back all over in the jet stream on you. In denial. There's actually a guy I saw today, and I posted it, that's doing an event tomorrow in San Francisco about Fukushima. A little late, fuckhead. How many times have I done events in San Francisco over the last 5 years, full of leukemia? How many? We had a pretty big turnout out on Ocean Beach on the 26th of April, Chernobyl Day on Ocean Beach, including the lead ballerina from the San Francisco Ballet. She was there. You know, but 1983 fucking days later. So at the University of Chicago, the doctor, Naomi, comes out, the professor at the University of Chicago. It's so vile. It's so outrageous. She comes out and starts talking about the cover-up of Fukushima being orchestrated from the University of Chicago. I'm like, really? Really? You knew they were covering up everything, and you waited 1900, and you have the guts now that you're an anti-nuclear and you're all that? Fuck you. I told her, F you. Plutonium you. I was a professor also at the much more nuclear than University of Chicago. Even though University of Chicago, Rockefeller University, where it started, fell bomb. Well, where I do my work at Weaver State University is the University of General Electric. Look it up. Wattis Construction bought General Electric. I do my work right in the Wattis School business, graduated in the Wattis School business, taught at the Wattis School business. E.O. Wattis, the guy who built the nuclear reactors at Fukushima, Japan, who is General Electric. I stood up to him. I stood up to him right in their face. As the dean says, Mike Vaughn, who's the ex-fucking dean, will tell you right to your face. He's still around. Kevin, you got to stop this anti-nuclearism on this campus. They will freaking crucify you. Fuck them. I got to do it in the belly of beast. Yeah, #1 undergraduate program in the country. The legendary finance professor, the #1 finance professor in the world from the University of Chicago. Where did he teach? Weber State University. Clyde Cooley. I have the last letter of recommendation he ever wrote. They can't take that from me. Signed, gilded in gold. I'll tell you how evil they are. He gets mad cow right as we get our MBA program. That's right, BSc, which he lived in Bountiful, Utah, which their cycle burns BSc right there. Right as it's right, I think they killed him. Personally, I think that Waters Construction, General Electric, I believe, murdered Clyde Cooley. The number one undergraduate, via the testing, not some bullshit thing. 17 graduates the year I graduated. I have the last letter of recommendation he ever wrote. So I'm asked to take over his program. He dies in 1999, right as the MBA that he got put through, his baby, all of a sudden in August, right before the MBA, you can't make this up, it attacks his brain like a wolf, right 3 weeks before the number one MBA program in the country is getting ready to open. His baby. From the University of Chicago. That's right, he's a University of Chicago guy. We were it in the Waters School of Business, the people who build up the nuclear industry. So Kevin Blanch, with a wink and a nod. I said, how can I teach the fucking MBA program when I don't even have a fucking MBA? Kevin, you're his protege. You're the only one who even knows his criteria. You're the only one that can handle this. Kyle Madsen steps in. Kevin, you got to do this. Fuck. Well, what the fuck? We'll work something out with you. We'll work something out with you. You just teach it. Okay. Well, a few of the professors, they didn't like the fact that Kevin Blanch, the fucking, derivative arbitrage special, Clyde Cooley's fucking baby, without an MBA, he's not establishment, is underground teaching this. This is how evil they are. What? All of a sudden, so Kyle Madsen, who takes it over, who's who I'm working with, boom, he gets lung cancer. What? Non-smoker, healthy, and his wife. What? Boom, he's mowed down dead. They come in and they gut the entire program. They blackball Kevin Blanch, throw me out. They turn into a supply chain Chinese oligarch. One of the professors made a statement. You can look it up. KSL reported it. None of you people, you Utah State legislators, including the governor, should go meet with the Dalai Lama. What? It's all Chinese students, every one of them, and they recruit like a basketball team over there. They didn't even make the Princeton Review top 301 since I'm gone. So the dean says, Kevin, you keep doing that. He says, they hate you so bad. Do you ever think maybe the leukemia they put in your body, maybe they sent it to you? I says, well, I think they killed Clyde. And I'll write books about this. University of Chicago. He stepped away. Everybody said, rash of cancer in there that'll blow your fucking mind, including me. So while I'm fighting for my life, I'm the guy there. I'm the guy. I fucking advise for the fucking environmental committee. I advise for the fucking economic committee. I teach all this, whatever. I'm blackballed. What? I'm a fucking... I don't have a PhD at the time, so I'm an adjunct. I'm working on my PhD. I'm working on my second PhD because they haven't awarded it to me because I won't call it because real PhDs have to do the field work for 3.5 years, which I've done the greatest PhD in human history over the last 5 years. And time will sort that out, and they'll say, oh, yeah, look at this guy. There's what a real PhD is. Fuck your peer review bullshit. So I stood up to them. Told them, fuck you. Fought with them. So they die. The political cover's gone. Move new deans in, new fucking idiots that go along, play with it, and they just gut the fucking program. So she at the University of Chicago is coming out now and saying, woo, 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 yay, yay, yay. The University of Chicago was involved in the fucking cover-up. Well, why didn't she stand up 1900 like I did, like Kevin Blanch? Because they probably would have gave her cancer, too. Did they give it to me or did they give it to all of us in the jet stream? The dean even said, he'll even tell you, Kevin. So I've continued. I have a lot of people that love me on that fucking campus. I'm famous on that campus. This Edward Abbey did his work in that fucking library that I do the work, In the Belly of the Beast. Along with Fawn McKay Brody, the greatest female writer in America who I knew personally, right there. Her off 20-year-old female professor right in the belly of the beast run. Where'd she end up? Oh, there's a statue over at the University of Chicago. So the University of Chicago, Naomi wants to come out now. Where the fuck was she 1900? Fuck them. No, it's too late, baby. It's too late. Though we really did try to fucking make it. These phony fucking rats had their chance. They didn't. If she would have come out and screamed and all the professors would have screamed like their hair was on fire like I fucking did, which they knew was going on, and they didn't. Let's wait 5 years. I said this over and over. They will boil you like the frogs, and they will wait 5 years, and they'll come out and see I told you. After it's too late. Now, how many times have I said that? And, that's the beauty of YouTube. It's recorded history. You can deny me all the fuck you want. Doesn't matter because it's recorded history. You can't rewrite history now because the genie's out of the bottle. Kevin Blanch's work is everywhere. It's backed up. It's spread all over. It shows up in China. I'll tell you how powerful it is. My uncle, the neurosurgeon, While I'm fighting for cancer, he's doing a symposium in China. You can't watch YouTube in China. You can't watch, oh yeah? The underground community is bigger than the fucking earth, just like here. Yeah, the fucking cash economy is bigger here than the real economy. Human beings are going to find a way. Oh, they found out. So, his last name's Blanch. It's Q&A. It's a big turnout. He's famous. Ask him. You related to Kevin Blanch? Yeah. Why? He says, about 20 people stood up and fucking standing ovation and cheered. He says, Kevin, you're fucking famous over there. Yeah, he says, yeah, poor and famous. Put it on my fucking tombstone. Oh, they know. So they're chanting in the streets. We know about Fukushima. We know you're not putting this Arriva, the bankrupt fucking rats from France who work with General Electric and Arriva. They're not putting it here. The Chinese government fucking agreed. Yes, it's a major, major, major accomplishment. On the 9th, Nagasaki, synchronicity. Oh boy. They come out and say, you're right. You're right. No, because it's the great equalizer. Think about Canadian Solar, the biggest solar company in the world. They Canadian? No, they're Chinese. They know economically. They know the United States, the fucking economic disaster that's in is all nuclear, the Manhattan Fire. They know it's a big suckhole. They know if they're going to be the economic power and power of the world, which they're slowly becoming off the backs of the United States consumerism, they can't go down the nuclear road. Remember they told us all they'll be putting on, by the year 2010, they'll be putting on a reactor a month. Really? They haven't put on one reactor. Not one has went online post-Fukushima. Not one. Getting ready to say the first one's going to because they're backing out. They know it's an economic catastrophe. They know it's a fucking mass murder and death, and they know it kills fucking rich billionaires too. The emperor in Japan has cancer. He's dying of cancer. Now, this is a rumor. We haven't confirmed it, but there's rumor that Abe has cancer. You know, people are still traveling to Japan. They're still going there like there's nothing wrong. You're fucking insane. The fucking island from Hiroshima and Nagasaki is just that alone right there. Should keep you out. Fukushima's fucking millions of Nagasaki's as far as the contamination goes. There'll never be a comparison to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we hope, as far as the acute mass slaughter fucking murder. So there's brand new historical footage that was released by the Soviets, given to Abe, and Abe put it out. Now remember in Japan, the activist community, oh, they know. You think that they are not winning over there? The restart up, now think about these madmen. Remember they restarted up the first nuclear fucking fuel, Mox fuel plant. They restarted for nuclear weapons. Really? They restarted on August 9th, yeah, that's right. And it got full of seaweed as a typhoon hit and went into a partial meltdown, which I reported, made the front page of Reddit. Google pulls it down and then sends me an email. Well, we didn't pull it down for any copyright. You didn't do anything wrong. We just pulled it down. Got too many views. We know for a fact through Hillary Clinton's emails. She says on 4/4/2011 in her emails. Now everybody says, oh, Hillary didn't write that. Of course Hillary didn't write it. Hillary's fucking dry as grass. She doesn't write anything. She's just a good reading off the teleprompter. Hama, Wiener Boy's fucking wife wrote it. We have to go after social media figures they're telling the truth about Fukushima. There's only one guy. I'm doing those videos there's only one guy on Earth. They might as well just said, we have to go after Kevin. There's only one guy on Earth. One. It's unarguable. People say, well, there's only one guy calling out Fukushima. I didn't call it Fukushima the other day. I called it Japan. And I've never called it Fukushima Daiichi because I know Dion emailed it down. And I've said multiple meltdowns in Japan. I called it to a fine science, Cassandra's son. For I can see Hamlet and fucking my Danish fucking father, they murder in the death site. Hamlet's grandson. Oh, curses spite that I was ever born to say that. And my fucking mother, Cassandra. She was fucking cursed. She was all about her integrity, her sexuality. She wasn't about to fucking compromise it and give it up. Oh, the beautiful girl told him no. She told Apollo no. Well, I will curse you with being able to see the future, and no one will believe you. And your heirs for time and all eternity. Well, Hamlet and Cassandra, my Danish dad, my European mother, the beautiful artist, that crazy, amazing, freaking pinup artist who, when we were kids, she would quote full books of freaking Poe to us. Amazing artist. She's alive. Dementia, severe dementia. They had a son, a mutated son by the sea, named Kevin Blanch. For I see for miles every word I said in those early videos, verbatim. The only person. So why didn't Hillary's emails myself? We need to go, which they did. That video I did on 4-3, their dumping plutonium and thing, had 117,000 views. 117,000 views within 24. Everybody was pushing that video everywhere. Then all of a sudden, we have screenshots. Loop, bait, bump. It goes to 11,000 views. They did the same thing, my protest in front of the MoMA, my nuclear protest in front of them. They did this again just the other day. That video's got 30, 40,000 views. It was sitting at, all of a sudden, a bunch of views just went out of it the other day. We know for a fact they're going after us. We know for a fact they're paying shields and trolls. We know for a fact the whole Palco Energy thing in Calgary was a setup. We know that it was a setup. We know that they're paying internet trolls. It's been confirmed now through Hillary Clinton. Anonymous broke that. Snowden broke that. Snowden, I asked Snowden in Park City because I got the questions in early. He read my question because the Eccles Foundation, which I know, freaking his presentation was going in Park City, Utah. You got to present your 10 questions. He's going to read them. You present. I know the person that put it on the Eccles. I gave my question. My question was simply this. You released through Greenberg a statement that said not only are they going after social media activists, they actually, the NSA, the repressors, have a program to kill activists. Could you elaborate? He lays down the very article that I asked him about in his presentation and talks about it. There's only one person on Earth. Did they give me leukemia? Did they think I'd be dead by now? Oh, yeah. I'm pretty tough to fucking kill, I guess. Even my daughter says, how the fuck are you not dead? I still say, you can call me completely insane, I still say they hit us with something at the Bernie Sanders fucking rally. That's the day I got sick again. I've been battling. I've been very fucking sick since that day. You know, really battling. But the art will save me, so I'm going to fight through it. So I continue to make the videos and fight through it, the anti-Neo Yoko. Yoko Ono is related to the emperor. Now, how is that possible? Now you think about this. How is that possible that Hirohito, 24-year-old emperor who's just slaughtered one of the most evil man. I mean, look what they did to Mussolini. Hirohito was every bit as evil as fucking Mussolini, maybe more. Riding on his horse with his nice stick, smacking people in the back of the fucking head. That fucking 24-year-old fucking rat. So we're killing it. We won the war, right? We kill them all, right? You know, we had the fucking Hague, right? What? Truman says let him be? Truman? They got Wallace for 12 years. Wallace would have never dropped that fucking bomb. How's that possible? Right as they divide up the world at Yalta by the Sea. So they agreed. They knew that Russia had the bomb. They fucking knew. Churchill's the odd man out. Oh, you mean that guy that worked for Scotland Yard was a political dissident? He used to tee people up and fake fucking like they killed people, any political opposition for the Queen? Oh, yeah, that guy. The drunken alcoholic who fucking Truman fucking, excuse me, FDR couldn't stand the fucking drunk fucker. Read fucking FDR Jr.'s book. We're going to take out, remember the Atlantic Conference at Yalta? It was decided that's the UN now. No royals, no monarchies. Well, you're flying right in the face of old fucking jolly old fucking England. Winston says to FDR, oh yeah, I went to fucking England when I was an 11-year-old boy. I saw Queen Victoria. I hate the old witch. There's nothing more quintessentially fucking American to hate the monarchy, to hate the English rule. Not now. Now we worship them. That's FDR to Winston Churchill. So you could see the videos. They're all, you also divided up. The Russians lost 28 million men. 28 million. So they take all of Eastern Europe. Let's ban them Russians for the Olympics, for invading Afghanistan, 1980. Huh. How many years we've been there now? We, not me. Yalta by the Sea. You can see they're becoming very friendly. Churchill's the odd man out. By the way, the monarchy in freaking England are not British. They're not freaking British. The broodmare, they killed her too, Diana. So, here you go. So, John Lennon dies in 1980. Mark Chapman and Hinckley, yeah, the Hinckley family in Utah, same family, the business partners of W. Bush, May Brussels, 1980. The Bush CIA crime family has occupied the White House. First thing they'll do is whack Reagan. So Chapman and Hinckley had tie together. What was the tie? World Vision. Who's World Vision? Whoa! That multi-fucking trillion-dollar fucking, they mask it as evangelical, as children's rights. Started in 1947, when the exact same year that CIA was started in 1947, the exact same year that fucking network television was started. May Brussels, if the czars had network television, they'd be still in power. The czars have network television, they're back in power. Putin's a fucking czar. You think Putin's all that? He's an evil motherfucker. He kills anti-nuclear activists. The Mayak activist, the doctor, she's hiding in Paris right now with her 5 children. He's killing them. I met with them in Vienna. Here they are sitting in the same cafe I sat in, the same cafe that Trotsky sat, that Lenin fucking sat, that Freud fucking sat. They didn't let Hitler in there. They're hiding again there because he's killing them. Oh, you don't think they hear? So in China, they can go to the street. Here they kill you. Ask Aaron Swartz right here in Brooklyn what they do to him. It doesn't matter if he hung himself or they hung him. 35 years for what? Just transferring a PhD? So these PhDs want to stand. They want to come out now. Too fucking late, Naomi. Too late. You had 1,983 days. And I'll tell you what. You can go out and grandstand. Any professor that tries to grandstand at this point is going to get fucking crucified by the fucking YouTube community, the activist community, because we know. We've been fighting our ass off for all these days. We're not about to let you come out now. It's too late, baby. It's too late. You could have made your fucking stand, but you would have fucking lost your job. So you took money over fucking truth. When she admits in her dissertation at fucking Symposium, she admits now that the cover was run, she admits she knew. She admits she knew. She admits she watched. She admits she says nothing. She admits she did nothing. She stands, just like the marine biologists up and down the coast of California. They know they stand and do nothing. And inaction is an action. It's a crime. Oh, I wasn't about to commit that crime. You heard me scream. It cost me my academic career. So get this. So while I'm in the fucking hospital, I've got thousands of shares of Tesla stock. As you know, right on YouTube. It's like, sell all your gold at 1900, sell your silver at fucking 47. Buy Tesla, which I did. I get cancer. They haven't tenured me. I'm adjunct. I'm uninsured. $700,000, fork it over, which would be fucking probably 10, 20 million by now, right now. Tesla's trading at what, 240, 250, 280, 260, 220. I sold it at 16. I bought it at 8, just a few months earlier. Would I held it that long? Who knows how long I'd have held it, but I would have fucking, I probably still would have some, just because I believe in what they do. So, what happens while I'm in the hospital? What? My MBA's been taken away? What? My undergraduate fucking has been taken away? What? Are you fucking kidding me? But thank God I've got copies and I've stored them away of Clyde Cooey, the most famous finance professor in America, bar none. I have the last letter of donation he wrote. Yet the transcript shows that he threw me out because a little rat named Alan Austin. They're all intimidating me because they're the University of General Electric. They went after me. They went after me online, and I know this for a fact. They went after me at Palco Energy, Storage Waste in Canada. They paid trolls and rats to slander me. They fucking whatever me, and everybody says, how can you possibly handle these attacks? They'll fucking kill. How can you handle these attacks while you're fucking got a cancer that's less than 1% survival? Less than 1% survival. How can you handle this? Well, I was put in this place at this time. I got big shoulders. To do what I've done for 1,980-something days is impossible. To create the art that I've created for 1,900 is impossible. Full of AML leukemia dying while I'm under attack by all angles. Who could do that? My place in time. My place in time. Oh, I did it. Impossible? I don't know how I've done it. I think back how intense and focused I've been. But the YouTube camera, it recorded it all. Tremendous amount of data out there, tremendous amount. I think about the work. Well, there's about 2,100 videos. That's not that much. Let's consider that Andy Warhol made, 40 or 80,000 paintings? Of course, did he actually make them? Not that many. He made some. He had a group doing them. But I have an army out there that's freaking making stuff now. It's catching on. Post-ignorance is finally catching on. It's catching on. There's people making videos post-ignorance. As I call it, our post-ignorance army. And I don't believe in Johnny Get a Gun. I believe in the art. The greatest fucking genre in art history is a YouTube camera. where you're able to comment. Can you imagine as Jackson was painting, as Warhol was doing as the greatest avant-garde in human history, no doubt, Michelangelo. He hid in fucking hiding for 30, 40 years. They wanted him dead. People don't realize that about him. They painted over his own work, his own friends. They're called panty painters, the diaper painters. His own friends painted. He was so out of vogue. He was so frustrated. He was just screaming to get his fucking message out, writing his heresy letter. These corrupt fuckers. They wanted him dead. Read his poetry at the end of his life. He called art is nothing more than communications. It comes in 4 different forms, he said. Visually, music. I mix all 4 of those. The most powerful John. Can you imagine can you imagine him with a YouTube camera? When he would spit at fucking Da Vinci? When Da Vinci would run from him? When he had plaster? That's what turned me into the plaster when I was a boy. I read a book about fucking Michelangelo, about the Haken trial, and how he said it was the greatest, purest, it was better than any fucking bow on a violin. So I started using that Haken trial at 15 years old. I'm a master with it. When I was in Austria, oh, you fucking Americans can't plaster. I hooked up with some plasters. They're grand plasters over there. Still, the artisan. I says, oh, I can plaster. Oh, really? So they let me up on the scaffold, on the mud board. And we're not talking drywall mud. And I'm like, watch this. So I told my friend, watch this, I'll blow their fucking minds right now. So I scooped up them big old scoops and started them big fucking 15-foot swipes of mine across that wall. President, I says, you want me to paint into behind me? And I remember the old timer, he looked at me and he says, oh my God, holy, I never seen anything like it. And you grew up in the, yeah. Holy cow. He says, his words right out of his mouth, before I even said it. He says, oh my God, Michelangelo would be proud. He said it. I says, really? I got teary-eyed. My Haken trial will come back alive soon. You know, my true love, the art. Can you imagine those guys with a YouTube camera? And people able to comment? The comments become the art. People say, how can you police the comments? How can you police the comments? Activists walking around here, right here in Brooklyn. I'm on Fulton. There's a little park, walking around with a GE thing around his neck. Fuck you. Fucking. He's phony fucking. I'll let another trick out. This is why you got to go on the street and do the activists. There's a reporter in San Diego, the San Diego Tribune Union, who's been writing, supposedly on our side, writing stuff about nuclear. He's a 100% paid shill. I can prove it. So I showed up at San Juan Capistrano. There he is. Guess what he's got around his neck? He's got a tag holding up his card. He's supposed to be on the committee. Guess what the tag around his neck is? Energy Solutions. I says, really? You got the balls? So they bought you. So you're paid by them. He wouldn't answer me. I says, you want to interview me, fuck? Oh, I got it on video. I haven't put it up because he'll fucking copyright strike me. I'm like, you phony motherfucker. You act like you're on our side. You're working for them. Fuck you. That's how they play it. Climate.org is writing a perfect piece. He's the shit. I think his last name's R-O-M-M. He's fucking the shit. Fuck, his blog's powerful. He does such great work. He writes a big piece about why is the New York Times shilling for the fucking nuclear industry in New York and Indian Point and denying the fucking renewable renaissance. There you have it. They don't know because the New York Times won't report it. The Washington Post, excuse me, that fucking Bezos. At least, I mean, don't even get me going there. So here, not even the New York Day, because they're all Murdoch, fucking the top head of the snake, the House of Windsor. Hillary Rodham, Westinghouse Clinton. Fucking Trump, Fukushima. He said it twice now. What about the meltdowns of Fukushima? What's your take on Indian Point? Well, you're driving a car, you get in a wreck, you don't stop driving. Fucking wow. They all come from the same place, right? Yale, Skull and Bone. We thought that Trump was the counterculturist. New Yorkers don't know. This is the bank bailout on fucking, just like the winter of 2010. I stood at NYU, PU. That's the Shirtwaist building now, which NYU blocked. Now, this is how evil NYU's turned out to be. NYU blocked a plaque going on to the fucking, it's the chemistry building now, is the Shirtwaist Fire building. Anybody who doesn't know about the Shirtwaist Fire is a fucking American fool. That's the event changed the world. Those girls were locked in there, jumping to their deaths. That ceremony is powerful. I've attended it many times. My great activist Chad, friend in Ohio, who dropped dead on New Year's Eve. 2 years ago. That great, incredible, he was with me. That's where I talked to David Bowie. He was with me. Unreal. They fought putting a plaque on there for the shirtwaist card. Now think about that. Think about that. They fought it. They're evil. They used to talk tariffs at that school business, like our school business, like at the University of Chicago. It's taboo now. Academia is over. They've hijacked it all. They always had the fucking club. Harvard, Yale, Princeton, fucking Cambridge, Oxford, Stanford, Harvard. The head of the snake, Cal Berkeley, the Russell Trust, they always had that. But now they got them all. They take our beautiful school, they kill Clyde Cooley, they try to kill me. They strip my degrees. So you at the University of Chicago, you want to come out now? You want to compare PhDs? Traditionally, a PhD in Latin, pseudo de facto, my uncle Argyle taught me. I walk along the sea. PhDs were not peer-reviewed. PhDs, you did the fucking work. You created a new knowledge. You just got a PhD. You were a PhD. You just called yourself a PhD. That's what it was. But you had to do 3 years of work in the field. I've done 5. Walking the coast from Mexico all the way to San Francisco, I'm sleeping in a sleeping bag full of leukemia, hoping I got a place to sleep with no fucking money, documenting the depth of the ocean, documenting this mass murder at the fucking Knoxville, Tennessee with a gun in my face on the Megan Rice fucking trial, in the streets of New York City, in San Francisco, in fucking San Diego, in Los Angeles, fucking at Skid Row. While I'm doing all that heavy work, they're sitting back, and now they want to come out. Now Naomi wants to come out. She wants to come out now. F you, Plutonium. That's my new university. That's all our new universities. I did the work. The greatest PhD probably ever. I wish Clyde was alive. I think he'd be very proud of me. He started out that year that I graduated with in that program of 134 from all over the world. My beautiful friend out of the Japanese royal family, Mikado, who I announced that day. I showed you a picture the day. She lives in Japanese. Mikado right there. They fled. They fled. They fled Japan then. They've never gone back. 2 young children. They fled. The Japanese emperor has cancer. Rumor is Abe has cancer. The 2 previous fucking prime ministers are living in Southern California. I talked to one of them. Talk to him. How can you be so fucking anti-nuclear now when you're the one that he says the American CIA made me do it? I have witnesses. I have witnesses. Just like Allison McFarland. Nobody's been able to get to Allison McFarland. Nobody's been able to pin her down. I did it. Right in public. There is no political solution. There is no bloody revolution. He wrote that in 1983. It's day 1980, synchronicity. David Bowie, 1983. That was his year. That was his year, right? China Girl. Wow. Thank you to all those China girls, boys, men, women who took to the streets. You can hear them chanting by the tens of thousands. We know about Fukushima. Not here. Not here. You'll take to the streets. You'll stomp your feet. I'm Jill Stein. Everybody's been arguing about Jill Stein. So now that my friend comes out and says, well, Jill does know about Fukushima. I says, that makes it even worse. She's supposedly green. The greatest ecological catastrophe to the environment in human history is nuclear, is Fukushima. She should be screaming like her hair's on fire. Everybody should, like I did. One person did. Why? And I get treated like this? I get treated, I asked for fucking money. I lied about $16,000 in 2 years. You think about that. How is it even possible? I don't know. I'm broke. I'm sick. I'm fucked up. I have no insurance, but I still fight, and I still do the fucking work because I know it's that important. You don't think I could fucking do something else? Oh, fuck. I can do the Delta formula in my head. Fucking derivative arbitrage specialist. The things I could do? No, because nothing else matters now. I'm all in. And I walked the plank a long time ago, and I jumped, and I wasn't about to let them shoot me. I'll take my fucking chances with the sharks and the fucking whales and the sea lions because they'll circle me. The dolphins will circle me, and they'll put me on their back, and they'll carry me through the fucking sea to fucking higher ground. For the angels, they watch out over me. I'll survive. I'll survive. I got black tooth going on. I'm losing it. I can't even get to a dentist now. The chemo finally caught up with me. The heavy chemo has destroyed my fucking teeth. I got fucking giant cell going on in my arteries. Mike Lee kicked me off fucking Medicaid because I got his buddy's cows kicked out of the Energy Solutions fucking dump site. I've reported all this. Historically, you can Google these subject matter. There I am. I am everywhere. I did the work. Historic, unbelievable. It took me a year and a half to convince anybody it was even one meltdown. Hillary says we have to go after social media figures in a hardcore way. We have to pay trolls. We have to smash down. Barack Obama goes to Google, takes them over, says we have to smash their view count. We have to fucking hide them in the domain, which they've done. Which they've done in an epic way. People can't handle the truth. They don't want the fucking truth. I'm going to tell the truth because I'm the artist, Michelangelo, and fucking the panty painters that came after me. The panty painters painted me, they twisted me, they spun me, they false equivalency me, they danced with me, they befriended me, they friend baited me, all of that. It didn't work with me. I have a long, historic fucking path of that happening to me. Because it's a white wedding. Had a wife and kid in fucking Ogden, Utah, Jack. I went up for a ride and I went back. That girl's getting married tomorrow. I raised her. I wasn't like fucking John Lennon abandoned my son. No, I did the work because I can do more than one thing at once. I can be the good parent. I can be the good grandparent. I can love my grandchildren. I can love my children, and I can still fucking fight. I can still fucking have careers. I can still be that. I can do more than one thing because they're all the same thing. I was asked to interview in fucking Italy by in Finland. Kevin, so what is it you call yourself? The activist, the artist, the professor, what are you? I says, I'm a stay-at-home grandpa. You sure don't stay much home for being a grandpa. I travel. I do this with no money. I sleep on couches. I sleep on park benches. I don't give a fuck, but I have a YouTube camera, and I can record history, and that's what I've done. Avant-garde, I'm Balco. Important? Oh, there's only one weapon that's ever worked, and it sure ain't a gun, and it sure ain't a nuclear bomb. It does the opposite. The only weapon that ever really freaking changed the world and is effective is the weapon called art. The most powerful artistic genre. And Andy, why are you making these fucking films? A lot easier than painting. Oh, I could paint, but not like I paint on that fucking YouTube camera. Interact immediately. People fucking move immediately. It's incredible. What a fucking genre. What a misused genre. They still try to... So you see all these YouTubers on, they're mixing and whatever, and they're trying to be the new network television. No, we have to be the opposite of the network television. The opposite. Scream, rant, rave, fucking carry on, raise our... Oh, fuck yeah. No hairspray, organic, rough, uncut, unmixed. Oh, yeah. That's the way it has to be. It has to be that way. Remember, Vincent van Gogh, while he was alive, never sold one fucking painting. Jackson Pollock was so hated by the MoMA and fucking so blackballed by the MoMA, but he kicked their door down. I'm slowly chipping away. I am the museum. Fuck them. I am the museum. That fucking YouTube space, my place. So I'll protest, and I'll record in history, and people can participate. They can sit on their fucking couch, and the NSA can tell them, hey, we don't want to be seen. We're afraid of the NSA. Well, the NSA just says, you need to vacuum and put on some clothes. I'll do the dirty work because I'm a fool. Well, let me tell you about this American fool. You know, people say, oh, you're anti-America, America Vespucci. Fuck yeah, I'm anti-America, that mass murder in Italiano, bravo. There's many things I love about this fucking place and this culture. That's why I fight so hard, including your own grandchildren, including you. All bone marrow matters. Hands up, don't nuke. Hands up, don't nuke. Hands up, don't nuke. Hands up, don't loot. You've been fucking smacked by a smooth criminal in fucking New York. And you're too fucking me because so caught up in you, little girl. Because you are so caught up in you, and you're in your dogma snuggie. Right pill, fucking left pill. Dogma snuggie, it feels good. It's all God's will. I refuse to participate. I'll just take a pill and smoke some weed when the doctor tells me I'm acute. Goodbye. Hasta la vista. Our unit, 34 people went in. Kevin Blanch. The soup can. The 33rd soup can. That's me. That's me. The 33rd soup can. 311s. 11. I went into the bone marrow transplants. I given no chance. The only red 10 in the history of the LDS bone marrow transplant, 26 years to come out. The only fucking one. Out of that group that went in, the only one that's alive. So who is the American fool? The guy that raises his voice and puts out the fucking R and fights with no money, with no nothing, with a small group of grassrooters that support him and fucking believe in him. Who's the American fool? Oh, I'm alive. You think about what I've done in 5 years, and now she wants the university to stand there. Cost me my academic career? They can have it. Y'all go back to the Bobby Kennedy fucking movie when he says Latino. These fuckers want to repress and they want to have it. Let them fucking have it. Let you phony fuck. I burned my PhD in fucking protest at the Bell Tower. Dr. Cooley be so proud of me. That University of Chicago guy they fucking murdered. They stole our whole fucking school. Write a book, you just listen to it. Literature, my videos are literature. The blues, oh yeah. The only music anybody ever fucking gives a fucking stands in history, ever, in America, is the blues. This is the blues on Balco. Fucking comfortably fucking numb, dumb people are. They don't care about that because it's degenerate. Third generational. Ha. Oh, I care. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to record in history because that's what artists do. Museums can't see, or they can't see. You think they saw fucking Jackson in the Inception? You think they fucking saw fucking Michelangelo? It took fucking 400 years. 400 fucking years. Nobody even fucking... They covered up history for 400 years. Really, for 500. Holy Moses. Remember I used to say that? He sculpted that fight. He was a sculptor. He was a sculptor. He wasn't a painter, but he painted. He was a sculptor. Holy Moses. I get to go in Freedom House and Blair's house on the 200th anniversary of fucking Waterloo. You can't. The most famous activist maybe ever. She died at 88. Holy. The last interview, the last talk she ever had with anybody was me. She put the light in me. For 4 hours, she just scolded me, taught me, told me. She says, you know all this, Kevin. I will quote Freedom Eisenblower on the 200th anniversary of Waterloo in Vienna, Austria, in her apartment to Kevin Blanch. Kevin, I know your path. I know your father's path. You didn't pick this. It picked you. I didn't pick it. It picked me. You carry on. You're the tip of this spear, and don't you dare back down. And you know these lying, thieving rooters will use every angle to try to kill you, come after you like they did me. So you fight on. You have no other choice. Do you understand me? It takes more electricity to fucking keep a nuclear reactor fucking open than they produce. I know that. You know. She scolded me for 4 hours. Put the light in me. She knew. Holy Moses, she was 88. She was 88. I announced to the world her death. From a YouTube in a snowstorm in Utah, fucking at our mountain, looks just like Kitzbühel. There's something rotten in the New Denmark. I'm going to fucking record history. You can pull back from me all you want, and someday, probably after I'm long gone, they'll say, oh, this guy fucking tried. So you as professors want to come out. Oh, I come out. They fucking stripped my fucking PhDs. They stripped my fucking MBA. They stripped everything, but I have that last letter of recommendation from the legendary. I have it. I have it. I have multiple copies of it. I have it in the special collections at Weber State's Library, right next to where Melvin Dumar fucking forged the will, right next to where Mark Hoffman fucking stole it, right next to Fawn McCrady's original copy of fucking No Man Knows My History. Yeah, her. Right next to Bernard DeVoto's 44. All of them right there. Right next to fucking his dissertation, Edward Abbey, right in the same place, right in the same special collection. There it is. Fuck them. They can take my fucking insurance. They can take my life. They can take everything I got, but they can't take my art. They can't take my art because it's been backed up. It's been recorded. I fight with one weapon, the art. Out in the street, that's where all I find the good people I meet. Stay tuned. Bank Bell out on chemo in New York City. Wake the fuck up, you fucking fan. So caught up in you.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical.